Hi guys, welcome to this week's study group. My name's Alex. I'm one of the expert teachers here at E2 Language. Hello to those typing in the chat box. Lujan, Manpreet, welcome. I'm going to type hello in the chat box. If you're watching on Zoom with me, please introduce yourself. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. I'll try to chat with you guys a bit later. Cool. Hi, Jasbir. Alexander. Great name. Hi, Omar. Welcome, guys. Is anybody here for the first time? First live class or first study group? Let me know. Harish, first time for you. Welcome. Okay. Oh, lots of people here for the first time. Okay, great. So the study group is basically a review of what we did this week in the live classes. As you guys know, if you're E2 subscribers, we have 10-ish live classes per week, reading, writing, listening, speaking. And then in this group, in the study group on Friday, I just review the most important things, particularly grammar, vocab, and some skills from those sessions. So if you attended those classes, this will be a review. If you didn't come to the classes, no worries. This is just some extra practice for you. And also we sort of get ready for next week's live classes. I'll let you know what topics we're studying. So if there's something that interests you, you can be sure to register for it. If you're not familiar with live classes, it's just like this. We run them through our platform, e2language.com. You register. If you're a free subscriber on the website, you can come along to about 4 live classes per week. If you're a paid member, you have access to all of them and you can register for as many as you want, and you can watch any of those classes in our live class library as well. During the session today, if you have a question, please use the chat box. I will try to answer everything during class, or definitely at the end if I miss you. All right, so we're going to review this week's live classes, prepare for next week's live classes, Q&A at the end. It'll take about an hour. Let's see if we can do it faster though. I'm going to start with a very quick recap of what we studied this week in our classes at E2 Language. So on Monday last week, academic writing task 1, you guys were working on pie charts and practicing proportions and percentages. General task 1, we did a formal letter. Tuesday, we wrote an essay, agree, disagree, and also we worked on articles in this class. Reading was practicing summaries and matching. Wednesday, this was mock test. So we wrote full task 1 pie chart and a full task 1 formal letter. By the way, if you're subscribed as an academic member, of course, you have access to this class. If you're subscribed as a general member, you have access to this class. And you have access to everything else as well. So Thursday, that was last night. Was anybody in class last night with me? Just let me know, yes or no. Not sure. Jasbir, okay, you were there. That's good. Karina, right. Oh, okay. Durley, great. I recognize your names. Thanks for coming along today. So last night we wrote a full essay about smoking, about whether banning smoking is a good idea. In the class after that, there was reading, multiple choice, sentence completion, summary, matching, big class. And today, if you haven't registered already, be sure to, because speaking class is all about the environment, practice and samples, and the listening class, a bit of spelling practice, vocab and collocations as well. We also have classes now Saturday and Sunday. So our Saturday, Sunday classes are free, and they're a repeat of the mock tests. So you can do the task 1 class and the task 2 class across the weekend. So be sure to register for those through e2language.com. All right, so let's review a few important things from the session, and welcome to those just joining us. If you were in those classes this week, consider this a review, and your aim should be to get everything perfect. And if you were not in the classes, just use this as some bonus practice. Okay, but as we go, there's points attached to all of these exercises. So if you've got a pen and paper, just keep track of your score. And for you guys who came along to the classes, aim for 100%, 52 out of 52. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to review academic task 1 and general task 1, but don't worry if it's not the test that you're doing. So even if you're a general IELTS student, we're going to look at some useful language from the academic class and vice versa. So we're going to do academic task 1, general task 1, writing task 2, and some listening practice. Hopefully, all of that. A lot to do. Okay, here's our first little challenge. This comes from the academic class on Monday. You can see some pie charts here. That's what you guys were working on. And really simple activity to start. I want you to match half. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D or E? Just tell me really quickly the first one. Which picture represents half? Well done, Carmen. You're the winner there. Yeah, good one, Lujan, Omar. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do the rest of them. You can type into the chat box if you like. Okay, go for it. Nice work, guys, in the chat box. You guys are already on 100% there. Just a few more seconds for the others. Okay, beautiful. Here are the answers. I think everyone's correct. Half is D, 2/3 A, 3/4 E, 1/4 B, and 1/3 is C. So of course, this language is going to be very useful when you're describing proportions in the academic writing, but also when you're writing task 2, you might use this language. You know, half of all people in Australia speak a second language, for instance. So give yourself a score. I think everyone's on 5, off to a good start. Well done, Carmen. Cool. Well done. Let's keep going. So now a little more challenging. Look at this graph here. This is the amount of rubbish produced. You can see that women produce this amount of rubbish and men produce this amount of rubbish. Just an estimate here. I'm going to show you some sentences. I want you to tell me which sentence is wrong, grammatically wrong, not factually wrong, grammatically wrong. Here we go. Read through all 4. I'll give you a clue. Let's look at number 1. Over 50% of rubbish is produced by women. Over 50% of rubbish is produced by women. This sentence is correct. Okay, but 2, 3, or 4, one of them is wrong. I'll give you 60 seconds to make your choice. Go for it. Oh, you guys are so good. I don't think we need 60 seconds. I can see lots of correct answers coming through. So you're all correct. Number 3 was grammatically wrong. 1, 2, and 4, totally fine there. So you can have 1 point. So you should be sitting on 6 points now. Well done, everybody. Okay, quick challenge for you. So we've got a sentence here about women. Over 50% of rubbish is produced by women. I want you to write a similar sentence, but tell me about men. So under 50%. I'm not going to give you a minute for this. I'll just give you 30 seconds. Can you write the complete sentence? Tell me something about men. Write into the chat box. Let's see. You can basically follow this structure here. So under 50%, what comes next? Okay, nice work, guys. Fatsutan, your sentence I think is a little bit different. Almost 1/3 of men produce rubbish. Grammatically correct, but I don't think that reflects what's in the graph here. Some other options: men generate under 50% of the rubbish produced. Well done, Omar. Karina, under 50% of rubbish is generated by men. Mamta is produced by men. Well done. Okay, they're all looking pretty good. A third of rubbish was produced by men. That's better. That's it done. Yeah. Under 50%. Yeah. Nice work, everyone. So you can, actually, there's no point for this one. Here's my example. Under 50% of rubbish is produced by men. Okay, well done. Good, Mohammed. That's a good sentence too. Men were responsible for about a third of rubbish. Okay, if you want to do more of that, if you need a bit more practice with your proportions, please go to the live class library on e2language.com and look at Monday's Task 1 live class, academic, of course. Okay, general Task 1, your turn now. And we're going to focus on error correction. So this is definitely something that's relevant to academic and to general IELTS preparers. As you know, if you want to score 7 or 8 in writing, also in speaking, you need to have good grammar. So in fact, to score band 8, you need to have the majority of your sentences error-free. So most of them, in fact, almost all of them. That's according to the criteria. This is the marking criteria for writing task 1, public version. Let's see over here, grammatical range and accuracy. You get a score for this. The examiner will give you a score from 9, hopefully not down here at 0. And you can see here, this is band 8. The majority of sentences are error-free. So we spend a bit of time in live classes working on editing and error correction. And we also have an E2 writing correction code. Has anyone here submitted your work for feedback or for assessment through the platform? Just let me know. If you've done the mock test, if you're a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum subscriber, you have some writing assessment included in your subscription. And when we send it back to you, we correct some of your grammar, but sometimes we use a code so that you can correct some of the errors yourself. So I'm just going to show you how that works now. If you've got questions about your work, of course, let me know. So when you get your work back, you also get this little code attached to it. It's quite simple. You've probably seen something similar if you have done any language study at an institution or at uni. So we break it down into like nouns, prepositions, articles, verbs, spelling, punctuation, word choice, word form, word order, and missing word. So sometimes, as I said, we will correct for you, but if there's a spelling mistake, we'll often just indicate to you, hey, here's a spelling mistake, because we want you to fix it up yourself. When you're in the test, of course, you need to be conscious of your errors and to be able to correct them yourself. So here's an example sentence, which comes from the general class. When I arrived home, I realized I had not taken my small travel bag out the overhead locker. So there are some errors in here. I'm going to put our code onto it. So we've got problems here with V, which is verb error, and also missing word here. Can you correct this sentence for me? I'll give you 30 seconds. Type into the chat box. Have a go. Okay, beautiful work in the chat box. Well done, everyone. I think they're looking good. Some of your spelling realize with a Z and some with an S, and both are totally fine. So my spelling here is the British spelling. So don't worry, if you're using Z, that is totally fine. So here is the correct sentence. Just check it against your own one. When I arrived home, I realized I had not taken, past participle, my small travel bag out of, that was the missing word, out of the overhead locker. Okay, well done. And everyone just be careful with your capital letters. You need capital W, you need a big I. That's also something to edit for in the real test. Okay, let's do one more. Here is my problem sentences while the bag itself is not valuable. Problem here. There are several items in it what I cannot afford to lose. Here comes the code. 30 seconds. Fix it up, please. All right, looking pretty good in the chat box there. Harish, make sure you've got capital W, but I'm sure that's just a typo. Well done on the corrections. Yes, and good job fixing up that punctuation. Well done, guys. Yes, good, Carmen. So here is one option. While the bag itself is not valuable. So here's our subordinating conjunction, while, and then full sentence, comma. There are several items, plural, in it that I cannot afford to lose. Carmen has which I cannot afford to lose, and that is correct as well. So which or that, just not what. And lose, L-O-S-E, not double O here. Okay, well done. I think everyone did pretty well there. So keep this in mind when you get your work back. It's worth the time correcting your errors. I know a lot of people just get their feedback and don't look at it again, but when we send your writing back to you, spend some time fixing up the mistakes that we've pointed out. Also, we'll read the comment, we'll tell you, the things to focus on. And when you take a tutorial, you can also chat with your teacher about these errors. So you probably noticed that you have a few errors that you make a lot, often like articles, verb tenses, prepositions. So that's where you'll focus when you're editing on test day and trying to get it 100% perfect with majority of error-free sentences. All right, guys, let's move on to writing task 2. Did anybody come to the class on Tuesday in which you wrote about plastic bags? Let me know. It's a very useful class. No? Oh. Very good. Oluwapalumi was there. You're gonna nail this one then. All right, so for the rest of you, this will be a bit of a challenge, but let's see. In the Tuesday class, in addition to writing, we focused on articles. Now, articles are, and, the, and zero article. Very, very confusing part of English, I know. In fact, there are dozens and dozens of rules related to articles, but today we're going to just focus on a few of them, 4 of them, in fact. So first things first, to master articles, you need to know which nouns are countable, which are uncountable. So for example, a pen like this, pen, countable noun, because you can have 1 pen, 2 pens, 3 pens. Can someone give me an example of an uncountable noun, please? Thank you, Robert. Well done. Water. Memory. That's an interesting one. I think you can have memories, countable. Air, yes, that's good. Pollution, well done. Furniture, Carmen. Blood, yes, good one. Okay, so those things you can't say 1 furniture, 2 furnitures. No, you can say 1 chair, 2 chairs, but furniture is uncountable. Great, Mohammed. Information is uncountable. Sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, right? All right, so let me show you 12 words here. Thank you guys for answering that question. Here are 12 words. I want you to just organize them into countable or uncountable. These are some of the words from Tuesday with a few changes. So I've got information, bag, pollution, people, evidence, threats, research, and so on. I just want you to decide, is it A, countable, or B, uncountable? 60 seconds, have a go. Okay, thank you. I can see lots of numbers pouring in here. Good job. Also, let me know, how confident are you? Do you think you've got 100% here? Or are you having a few guesses? About 80%. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Let's check. Here we go. Information, of course, uncountable. Bag, countable. Pollution, uncountable. One person, many people. One threat, many threats. One child, many children. Difficult decisions, many problems. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'll give you a moment just to check there. Everybody happy with that? All right, so once we've got these organized, I'm just going to show some very basic article rules. So as I said, there are a lot of rules with articles. There are also a lot of exceptions. So I've simplified it here a little bit, but I've got some broad rules just to share with you that will deal with most of the errors that we see. Okay, so this countable column. Oh, Durley, good question. Researchers, you're correct. When it's a person, if we had here number 7, ER on the end, that's a person. And you're correct, that would go whoop, over here into countable. But research, the activity is uncountable. We can't make it plural. Okay, Omar, yeah, just swap those two around because people is the plural of person. One person, 2 people. So we can definitely count that. All right, so over here we've got, when these are singular, like let's take bag for an example, we need to put an article in front of it, a bag or the bag. Of course, there are other words you can use like my bag or his bag or that bag. But we generally can't just say bag. Same with pen. I have pen. No, I have a pen, or this is my pen, or this is the pen my friend gave me. So singular, when you're thinking of one thing, usually, I should say, usually one singular countable object, we need an article or something like a possessive pronoun. That's a very, very common error that we see. Okay, and when it's plural, let's say bottles, then you can use the for specific. These are the bottles I got from the cupboard, or no article. So down here, whoops, sorry. The plural, so the decisions, the people, or nothing. People, decisions when we're talking in general. Uncountable. No are and no an. So we cannot say a research, no, or an research, but we can say the research. So the research we did was very interesting, and we can have no article. Research is a very important part of university. Okay, I can see a couple of questions. I'll come back to them at the end, I think. Thank you. Just try to hang on to those questions and put them back in a bit later, guys. Thank you. So give yourself a score out of 12, by the way. All right, cool. Well done. 11, 10, pretty good. Okay, so a lot of people seems like just 1 or 2 errors. So hopefully you'll remember those errors. You won't make them again. Let's keep moving. So here's an introduction from Tuesday's class, Tuesday's task 2 class. I want you to add the missing articles. So just have a guess if you're not sure. Here it is. Let's do the first one together. Now you're going to fill the gap with a, an, or the, or nothing. First one says, plastic pollution is becoming one of greatest threats to our environment. Is it a plastic pollution, an, the, or nothing? What do you guys think for number 1? Okay, I've got a few varieties. Okay, a lot of people saying the and a few people saying nothing. So I guess you're thinking, are we talking about a specific type of pollution, like the plastic pollution in my country, or are we talking about pollution in general, in which case it's No article. So you can consider that. If you're talking generally, no article. So I'm going to give you 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. Read through this whole introduction and put an article or a dash for nothing. Go for it. Okay, thank you guys. Same question. Are you confident in your answers? Or are you having a complete guess for some of them? Omar is confident. Good on you. Or was that yes, I'm guessing? Oh, okay, that's done. 90%. Let's check, shall we? Here we go. I'll read through it. Plastic pollution. Now we are talking in general here, so we don't need an article. Plastic pollution is becoming one of the greatest threats to our environment, particularly the oceans. Now here, if you put nothing, that's also correct, particularly oceans, that's also okay. But in our sample, we had the article, particularly the oceans, and plastic bags are the main culprits. Some have therefore suggested banning the use of these bags. This essay will discuss why I completely agree that a ban is the best way to curb the amount of plastic being discarded. How did you go? And feel free to argue with me as well. Okay, well done. Okay. That's the time asking why not, probably you're saying why not the ban? Is that right? Okay, yeah, it's a good question. I think you could make an argument for the. To me, if I said the ban, yeah, it's a good question. I would say here, this is where, as I said, there are dozens of rules about articles. So it's not always easy to give a specific reason why we've chosen are. If I said the ban here, it sounds to me like it already exists. But in this case, there is no ban. I think that's a bad description. Yeah, I take your point that we already mentioned it's a good idea to ban bags. But I would still say, the second time I mention it, I would still say a ban. Yeah. Maybe if we mention it the third time, let's think. Perhaps it's because we haven't actually said the word ban. I'm going to think about that one. I think it's a really good question. Yeah, let me give it some thought, but thank you. A very good challenge to me. Okay, so a little question to look at here is why, as that Sutan asked me, why are these answers correct? For some of them, there is a very simple explanation, and for others, there is not, clearly. But I'm going to just show you 4 pretty solid rules about articles, and hopefully that will help a little bit. So rule number A, rule letter A, I should say, singular countable nouns need an article, usually. Usually they need an article. I say usually because I'm just making a slight distinction here between a physical thing, like a pen or a person, and an abstract idea like life or love. Sometimes there are countable nouns which are abstract, which don't take an article. But for the moment, let's just think about things like solid things, single countable nouns. We have to say a pen and a person or the bottle or my bottle. Okay, so that's one rule. We've got to put something before a singular countable noun. Rule B, when we're talking about something specific, so the plastic bags in my car, that's specific, different to plastic bags in general. When we're talking about something specific, we use the. So this is the bottle that I took from the cupboard. Specific rules, specific things, the. Rule C, this is an easy one. With superlatives, we use the. Can someone give me an example of a superlative, please? Yep, nice one. The best. Good. Extreme, the afterlife. So here we're thinking of adjectives or adverbs. So what's the superlative of happy? She is person in the office. Great, Durley, that's a good one. The largest mountain in the world is Everest. Carmen, just take off most there. Very good, guys. The happiest person. She is the happiest person here. What about intelligent? He is person in the office. Good one, Mohammed. Yeah. Yes, good. That's it done. He is the most intelligent person. So when we have that happiest or the most something, before it, the biggest, the tallest, the happiest, the most intelligent. Final rule D, non-specific countable plural things, countable or plural things, no article. So this is where we're talking like pollution, uncountable pollution, or what else do we have? Evidence. Evidence shows, and plural things. I like dogs, or uncountable, I eat a lot of chocolate. Or I like chocolate, I should say. So uncountable, non-specific things, we don't need an article. All right, let's have a quick review. By the way, as I've mentioned a million times, if you want more practice with this, it's from Tuesday's live class lesson. It's in the live class library now. We'll just do a very quick review though. So this first one, plastic pollution is becoming, which rule is that one related to? Why is it plastic pollution? Is it rule A, rule B, rule C, or rule D? Yeah, great job. Rule D. This is a non-specific, uncountable thing, pollution. So I'm not talking about a certain kind of plastic pollution, just plastic pollution in general. What about this one? Is becoming one of the greatest threats. Which rule applies here? A, B, C, or D? Yeah, beautiful. So see, some of them are very easy. The greatest, we use the. Harish, yes, if you're talking about specific evidence, you can use the, exactly. The evidence he provided, yeah, you're exactly right. Because that's specific. So that would be, where are we? Here, specific things, countable or uncountable. That's what you're asking about here. Okay, so more articles practice, watch a recorded class in the library. Quick final test for you. Here we go. 3 sentences here. For each one, there's, I think, 2 or 3 options for choosing an article or no article. Don't forget this one. It's also part of the rule. 45 seconds to have a go at this. Let's do the very first one together. Is it a plastic waste, the plastic waste, or just plastic waste? Yeah, good job. So just like plastic pollution, this is in general, guys, not specific, just general. So we'll choose this one. 45 seconds, off you go. Okay, here we go. Let's check. I think everybody is ready. Almost ready. A few more seconds. Okay, here are the answers, guys. So first one, plastic waste is becoming a huge problem. I think everyone got that. Number two, one of the best, superlative, one of the best ways to help the environment is to ban plastic bags. And due to the danger it poses to health, many people want to ban smoking in public places. Mohammed, 100% well done to you. Everyone else, how'd you go? Yeah, good question. Why the environment? This is one of those, just one of those rules. We almost always say the environment when we're talking about that global thing. So the environment is suffering from blah, 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 or we need to protect the environment. It's just, that's how we talk about it. Not really a good reason. You can't leave out the, no, got to have it in there, the environment. Okay, pretty good job, guys. Thank you. Why not the public places? Because we're talking again in general, kind of all public places. Not a specific one. No, it's just in general. Okay, so I'm going to refer you back to Tuesday's class for more work. And I do also have another suggestion at the end of class if you want more work on articles as well. It's a very confusing aspect of English, I know, but the more that you work on it, the better you're going to be. Okay, that's the end of our writing stuff. Let's have a little bit of time to look at listening. Have you guys been to a listening live class before? It's happening tonight, Melbourne time. We just have this once a week. And in the listening class, of course, you do IELTS listening practice, but we also do some vocab building. We work on things like catching the plural or the singular version. You know, sometimes it's difficult to hear, is there an S or no S? And this one actually from last week's class, we had a little focus on distractors. So if you've done IELTS, you'll know that often rather than just hear one simple answer, they'll throw in a few, I guess they're confusing options. They're called distractors. They're just part of every language test, I suppose. So I just want to quickly review that from last week. All right, so have a look at this girl. We're going to find out what's her occupation and when does her holiday begin. So in IELTS listening, you'll often hear distractors. These are the sort of wrong options, I suppose we'd call them. So for instance, we're waiting to hear what's her occupation and she says something like this. I'm studying nursing at the moment, but I really want to be a doctor. Right now though, I'm working as a waitress. So just be sure you don't choose the first word that you hear necessarily. Make sure you always keep listening in IELTS. So we've got distractors and a correct answer. So what's her occupation? Nursing, doctor, or waitress? Yeah, that's it. And it's easy when you see the text, but when you just hear it, it's a little more difficult, of course. But this is true. Her occupation is waitress. Well done. So then a question like this, when does her holiday begin? You'll be hoping, okay, I'm just going to hear a date like Thursday, the 25th of November or January 1st, but it's not that easy. They'll often say a few other dates just to check that you really understand what you're hearing. You're not just catching words. Because, you know, if I was a very, very low level speaker of your language, but I knew the dates, I could probably catch a correct answer without understanding what I've heard. So IELTS, they have to discriminate. Like, did you just hear the word or did you understand what you heard? So let's see what she says here. Okay, I finished my last shift on June 16th and the vacation starts on the 21st and goes for 9 days. So I'll be home on the 30th. When does the holiday begin? Oh, there's no tricking you guys. Well done. Very nice. And notice she also said the month here. So you've got to include that as well. June 21st. Haha, maybe I did trick you. Okay, let's do some quick practice. Let's see. Hopefully the audio is fine here. Let me know if you're having trouble. We've got 5 really short answers here. And by the way, this is not a part 1 of an IELTS listening. This is just a warm-up that we do in class sometimes. So for each question here, you're just going to hear 1 or 2 sentences. So if you haven't done IELTS listening before, don't think this is how it works. It doesn't work exactly like this. But firstly, we're going to catch what's his name. You'll have to spell something here. Number 2, what's the person's occupation? Number 3, preferred mode of transport, which how do they like to travel? 4, how long is this person going to stay somewhere? And 5, reason for studying. And be careful of distractors here. All right, so everybody ready to go? I'm going to play the audio. Just type your answers in the chat box. Here we go. With an N?
No. S-T-E-L-D-O-N. Steldon.
2.
I was an accountant for 15 years and then went back to uni. And even though I never thought I would actually become a lawyer, I've been working as one for about 18 months now.
3. It's definitely easier to take the car, but I'm a bit of a greenie, so I'd rather take the bus. Having said that, I can't bear the train in peak hours. 4.
My course goes for 3 years, but I'm only going to be staying here for 15 months because I'd like to live on my own for a year.
5. I have to admit I'm not studying for fun like I did when I was younger. Now it's more for business than pleasure. Okay, how do we go? And remember, your spelling's got to be correct as well. Okay. A little bit of variety in the answers. Are you feeling confident, guys? Spelling looks... Not sure we're going to get 100% on the spelling here. And looks like number 2 was the most difficult. Is he a lawyer or is he an accountant? Okay, lawyer. So second name is Steldon, S-T-E-L-D-O-N, lawyer, bus, very good. Okay, good job, just some spelling errors there. 15 months, and business. Careful with the spelling of business. Okay, just a typo, I'll allow that. Okay, score out of 5. Anybody get 100%? 4, 3. Who was that? Yes, me. Flew past. That's your time. Well done. Yeah, with his name, good question, Mohammed. Should we put a capital letter? Yes, you should. Capital S. If you're doing this on the paper-based test, you could write it all in capital letters if you're not sure. If you're doing it on the computer, you should put a capital letter for a person's name, correct. They said no more than 1 word. Someone told me, let me just go backwards here. So see these instructions, that's a great question. No more than 1 word and or a number. So you can have 1 word and a number, that's okay. And you can have 1 word or you can have 1 number, but you cannot have 2 words. Hopefully we didn't. Okay, no, that's fine. So 15 months, 1 word and a number, that's fine. Is it okay to just write 15? No, you've got to write 15 months. Harish, I'm doing paper-based. Can I write all my listening answers in capitals? Yes, you can. On the paper-based test, you can. Okay, we're up to the final thing, the best thing, collocations. One of my favorite things. So collocation, super important when you're writing, big part of your task to score. So collocations, words that fit together regularly, naturally. Can anyone give me an example of a common collocation? Think of two words that often sit together. It can be a verb and a noun, or an adjective and a noun. Beautiful, Talika. A hard time. Think about, yeah. Set a fire, yes. Set something on fire. Good. Left out, very difficult, yes. So those are just common collocations. There's actually a whole list of academic collocations. If you Google academic collocations list, Pearson has produced an enormous list of collocations. Yeah, very good. Come around, good. So here's some other ones. Heavy traffic is a collocation. Dire consequences, terrible consequences, another one. So here's my challenge to you. This is from the listening class last week. Or is it this week? I can't remember. I think it's both, actually. You'll review it tonight. Okay, so down here, we've got the start of the collocation, carry, and then over here, the second part. Let's do number one together, shall we? Carry truth, carry matter, carry down. Nice job, guys. It's carry out. Yeah. Carry out, which means do something. Okay, 45 seconds. Have a go or have a guess. Okay, there wasn't much time, but everyone's doing a good job. Beautiful. All right, here come the answers. Sorry, a few more seconds. I can see some people just up to number 6. All right, here we go. So carry out, exert control over, impose strict rules, extensive research. You could put them together. I carried out extensive research. Bend the truth. What's another way to say this? If you bend the truth, what does it mean? Lie. Yep, correct. Yeah, bend the truth is tell a small lie, or a white lie, we call it. A delicate matter, lose your temper. What's another way to say this? I lost my temper yesterday. What happened? Yes, angry, got angry. Well done. That's it on override. No, I think it's a different word you're thinking of there. And lastly, calm down, relax. Final challenge. Here we go. Let's use them. I want you to complete these sentences with the correct form of the collocation. Now, some of them, oh, sorry, I missed the score there. Thank you, Christencia. I want you to put in the right collocation, but you might need to make it past tense or third person or something like that. So first one, the researchers, an experiment to test their theory. Could be present, could be past. Oops. I'll just give you 30 seconds for this. Go for it. All right, looking good, everyone, except for number 2. Can everyone just double check their answers here? He is nice, but sometimes his temper suddenly. Sometimes he, yes, that's better, everyone. Subject verb agreement, also spelling, much better. Here we go. Now, if you've got carry, the researchers carry with a Y, that's fine too. Carry out, or in the past, carried out an experiment. He's nice, but sometimes he loses his temper. I don't support dishonesty, but I think it's all right to bend the truth. Somebody was asking me about bend the rules here on Zoom and also on YouTube. Bend the rules is to, break the rules a little bit, but bend the truth is to lie a little bit, slightly different. And number 4, the school decided to impose strict rules. So again, you should have a score here out of 4. Well done. I think that was mostly 100% from what I could see. Number 3, Kim. Can number 3 be tell the truth? Look, yes, that's a collocation, tell the truth, but then it doesn't really make sense. I don't support dishonesty, but I think it's all right to tell the truth. That doesn't logically kind of make sense to me. So we've got a contrast here. Like, I don't like dishonesty, but it's okay to be a little bit dishonest is the meaning there. Face the truth. Again, that's a good collocation, to face the truth, but it logically, I don't think it really makes sense. It's like saying, if we use bend the rules, I don't support breaking the law, but I think it's all right to bend the rules sometimes. So maybe, I don't want to give an example, but bend the rules is okay, but breaking the law is not okay. That's the meaning I want to impart there. So I don't know if anybody's going to be bothered with the maths, but you should be able to give yourself a score out of 52. Not sure if we've got anybody with 100%, have we? Oh, Carmen, 47. Can anyone beat that? That is pretty impressive. About 45 for you guys. Mohammed Omar, well done. Oh, sorry, Christencia, let me just flag backwards there. Christencia says, can I say maintain strict rules? Yeah, you can say that. That's fine. Didn't keep track, don't worry, Harish, you can have a guess. Do you feel like you're more than 50% correct? More than 75% correct? 3/4? Okay, that's pretty good. And you didn't come to those classes, most of you, so a really good effort there. I'm pretty happy with that. I think each week we're getting a bit better. Week 1, I remember, was not so good. Okay, good job, guys. Very nice. Remember, you can review all those classes and boost your score. Okay, for next week, so tonight, we've got speaking class, we've got listening class for our E2 subscribers. Make sure that you come along and join those. Tomorrow, we are doing writing task 1 for academic and for general. And also on Sunday, we're doing writing task 2 mock test. So in those classes, you have a chance, you have the opportunity to write a full task 1 with your teacher. The weekend is me and Dr. Anna, and I think it's just me and Dr. Anna showing you exactly what to do. It's really good. Even if you came to the class on Wednesday, Thursday, it's a great idea to try again on the weekend. We always find that the students are doing better in the weekend class if you've attended that class before. So next week after the weekend, if you're academic task 1, we're going to work on describing tables. I must confess, this is my least favorite academic task 1, but we make it easy in our class. So on Monday and also Wednesday and Saturday, we'll work on that. And we're going to focus on how to write a good overview. General, you guys are going to write some semi-formal letters and focus on how to make complex sentences, very important. In the writing task 2, all of us all together, we're going to work on opinion essays, including is it a positive or negative development type question, and a big focus on vocab and grammar next week as well. If you want to get ready for those classes, then I would suggest read about taxing junk food. That's one of our task 2 topics. just Google The Guardian, It's Right to Tax Sugar. And Thursday's class, we're writing about assessment, formal exams. So Google the conversation, exams, stressful, and read these articles. They'll give you good ideas, good vocabulary as well. Grab a picture of this screen if you like, or a photo on your phone. And I'll just explain where you can get more practice. So for those of you who are regulars and members, we've got free, sorry, I can see your questions coming. I will come to them in 2 seconds. Our E2 subscribers know this place well. This is your dashboard. And if you're a paid subscriber, you have this excellent bonus of recorded classes. So everything I mentioned today, you can go back and watch the recording, even if you missed the live class. That's over here. For free members, I'm sorry, we don't provide that. You have to come along to class. Self-study materials. If you're a free subscriber, you have access to some of this, a lot of this. So look into either general course. If you're academic, it will say academic. Go into the writing, the reading, the listening, whatever, heaps of stuff there. Core skills, this is our grammar department where you can work on your grammar skills. Make sure you book your tutorials. If you are a bronze subscriber and higher, you get between 1 and 5 tutorials. They're really awesome. And you can now take a full mock test with us too. So you can do the computer delivered format for reading and listening and writing. And speaking, you do one-on-one with me or one of our teachers, a full speaking test, and we give you feedback and scores on your writing and speaking. So have a look at that. If you're not already a subscriber, I would really recommend our current special offer, which is mock test plus express package. It's only $59, cheaper than just the express package. So if you're thinking of upgrading, I would definitely go for that one. That's all I want to say. So let me take some of your questions. I will do my best. And if I miss your question, I'm sorry. Please send us an email, hello@e2language.com. And check out the site e2language.com. If you're not already a free subscriber, be sure to join there for free. You have access to quite a few live classes. Okay. And people on YouTube, I'll try and check your chat box in a moment. All right, let's see, what have we got? And by the way, if you need to go, thank you for coming along. Please feel free to skip class now. Do we have a paper-based mock test? People have been asking for computer-based mock tests for so long. Yeah, on the site, Harish, there are 6 practice tests. When you log in and click on course, there's reading, writing, listening, speaking, and a button which says practice tests. So in that, those tests, you can actually print them out. You can print out the reading, the listening paper, and take it like a paper-based test. So that's probably another option for you. Mohammed, I can't read that. Okay, for my study pathway, I can't find the multiple choice. Abu Ba is saying, let me open up. I'll just go to the website and maybe some of your questions I can answer with reference to that. Just bear with me, keep typing your questions. By the way, if you guys can answer each other's questions, please feel free. Make sure your chat box is open to all panelists while I dig around here. Mohammed, training is uncountable. I did a lot of training. You can't say I did many training, no. Okay, can you see my E2 language dashboard there? No? Now? Wrong button. Yes, okay, thank you, Tulika. Sorry, I missed your name. You were asking, also Abu Bakr, you were asking about multiple choice. So in your study pathway, which is here on the right, you couldn't see multiple choice for listening or for reading. So another way to get to the course is over here on the left. I'm logged in as general. If you are an academic student, it will just say academic. And then go to, what was it? Sorry, listening or reading that you were after? Let's imagine it's listening. Just click on here and here's the multiple choice section. So with the overview and a bunch of practice. Oh, for reading, sorry. Okay, same thing. Click on reading. It's the top one, multiple choice. So the study pathway, which is on the dashboard here, just organizes your study materials according to when your test is. And we kind of put what we think is essential, high priority, but you can access the course just through the button on the left as well. And the practice tests are here. I think Harish was asking about that. They're sort of a combo of paper-based and computer-based. And the mock test is over here. Kim, just put your question in the chat box if that's okay. Carmen, if you sent your work for remarking through IELTS, it can take between 2 days and 6 weeks, I think. So you sent it 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it's possible it's just still coming. Sorry, I just need some water. Tulika, yeah, you could, when you upgrade, you just need to pay the difference. You don't need to pay fully again. So you can just talk to the student support, help@e2language.com about that. Armel, how is it possible for us to see the recording of the class if you've not paid? It's not. So the recorded classes section, which is here, this is a benefit, I guess, for our paid subscribers. And we do, I know, try to offer as much as we can for free with a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. But yeah, some of it, because of course it's our teachers' time. So some of it we have to put a payment on. But you can come along to the free classes. So at the moment, you have access to the weekend classes and I think 2 more through the week if you're a free subscriber. So as a paid subscriber, I have access to all of those. Do we need to have a package to book a tutorial? Yes and no. You're a bronze member and above, it's included in your package. If you just want to book a tutorial and you're a free subscriber, it is possible. You just have to go through the student support guide. So hello@e2language.com. They can help you. Often it's cheaper to just upgrade your subscription because buying a tutorial is quite expensive, but when it's in the package, it can be a bit cheaper. Can I talk about the mock test? Yes, absolutely. So this is just a new thing. It's over here. So if you have recently subscribed, you can get a special deal, which is mock test plus express package. And the mock test is a full IELTS test. So reading, writing, listening and speaking. The reading and listening is in the computer delivered format. So it works just like the computer delivered IELTS. You can highlight on the screen, you can move between section 1 and section 3, for instance, and it scores you automatically. So you get a score out of 40 and you get a band score as well. The writing, you do it on the computer with the timer going, just like in the real test. You click submit and then it will come through to us, to the teachers, and we look at your work and give you some feedback and a score. And that happens within 48 hours of submitting. And you also can book a speaking test. See the button here, book speaking mock test. You click on that, you just choose the day, choose the time, and click register. And again, it comes to us and it sort of sets you up with a teacher, and the teacher sends you an invitation to a meeting, and you'll need a camera and a microphone. The teacher will give you a full speaking test, IELTS speaking test, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, when you say goodbye, the teacher gives you a score and some feedback. And again, that comes through into your dashboard. So when you've done your test and you click on mock test here, rather than start test, book test, it will have your results. So your band score. And when you click into that, you can see all the correct answers for reading and listening. You can also see your writing score for each criteria and each little micro piece of the criteria. And same for speaking, you can see all the scores that you receive for each part of it. Hopefully that makes sense. For the mock test, once you've done the writing and the speaking, you get your results within 48 hours, usually, yeah, 24 to 48 hours. Talika, if your test is in 15 days, so you've got time to do some feedback, some writing feedback. So perhaps you could start with this one with the mock test and express package. Then you have access to all the live classes, all the recorded classes. And from there, if you want to get some more feedback, I'd just upgrade probably to bronze. Bronze package you get, I think it's 4 task 1s and 4 task 2s. We'll have to check that. Yeah, so I think the main thing is to get some feedback. Carmen, can we ask for another examiner if it's the same one? You could ask. I think, I'm not sure if they'll allow that or not. It usually doesn't matter. And the examiner won't remember what they gave you. Mohammed, yeah, if you're asked about writer's claims, it's usually the author. So yeah, not somebody who's being quoted. Christencia, free, subscribe it. No, the mock test is, if you just want to do the mock test, it's $49 because, as I said, you have teacher interaction and we mark your work, so it's not free. Or you can get it as part of the express package for $59, which is a better option, I think. Can me and my husband share the same package? Yes, I'll pretend you didn't say that. Of course you can. Study plan with the teacher, that is a feature of the, I think, gold and platinum packages. I think that's a question for, let me just go back to this screen. Sorry, some of these questions, I know I'm missing them. Hello at E2 Language, they can help with that. I'll just very quickly check our YouTube buddies if there's anything that you're dying to ask me there. Isaac asking, can we get individualized training from the trainer? Absolutely, that is a tutorial through E2 Language. So when you book your tutorial, you also select what you want to work on, so writing and listening, for example, and the teacher has a look through your history and sees what work you've already done, what assessments you've submitted, and they tailor the class for you. You can also, they'll send you an email so you can send them some writing or send them something that you want to work on too. I got 5.5 in writing and I need 7. Okay. Yeah, so, well, have a look through the YouTube channel, but then also I'd really recommend, if you're trying to make a big jump like that from 6 to 7 or 5.5 to 7, you're going to need some feedback. Christencia, just jump on e2language.com. There's the packages lined up, express, bronze, but there's something along the top which says special offer or express plus mock. Click on that and subscribe through that. Otherwise, just email and the guys will help you out. They can, Jess and her team will help you there. Okay, and yes, we can, sorry, Mahmoud asking, can we give feedback on writing? Yes, absolutely. Come onto the website, e2language.com, and submit your work through there and we give you lots of feedback. All right, well, we're over time as always. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you register for speaking and listening tonight, and I will see you in class tomorrow for task 1. Thank you and keep working hard. I'll see you guys again next Friday. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe e2language.com because we don't usually live stream these, just today. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Thank you, you too, Mohammed. Catch you next time. Bye.